Two analysts start at the same bank in the same location at the same time. They're working on different things, and as a result, one is fielding a whole bunch of offers from PE firms in 2 years' time, one is fielding none. What happened? The answer is that one of them was staffed and the other was developed. Every analyst gets staffed on deals. That's the job. Somebody calls you, says that they need something, and give you a model or some form of a presentation that needs to get updated. They tell you exactly what to do when they need it, and it's a quick flip. You fill out what it is that you need to do, and as a result, you've contributed to the job. Way to go. So, in the circumstance that someone calls you, did you take any time to read about the company? Did you take any initiative into trying to find out what it is that this company does, what the ultimate outcome of the project is supposed to be, and what success is going to look like for this company or this pending transaction? If you just do what's told of you, yes, you'll get the credit and you'll do everything that deserves a pat on the back for. But showing the intellectual curiosity to maybe read the sim, ask the person who's giving you this work for 10 minutes of their time to explain what the company does, how it works, what the transaction that's pending, what the strategy is, such that you can better understand it, can lead you to being further developed. You can feel the difference immediately. In one circumstance, someone is just trying to get something done and telling you what to do. On the other circumstance, you're feeding your own professional curiosity and professional development in a way that can lead to dividends down the road. A VP that's developing you doesn't just hand you some work to do. They actually tell you what the point of the project is, what the outcome is that they're trying to build, and the assumptions that are going into the model or the presentation that ultimately is going to lead to the result that they want. They will take the extra time to explain context. That's the real understanding that you need if you wanted to develop yourself professionally and ultimately understand, why is this working this certain way? What is it that the MD is concerned about in this particular engagement, this particular project, this particular model, and why? Mentorship is embedded in the execution. I was really big on this when we were at Palm Tree. I wanted people to understand why. I wanted them to become better deal people so that they could make better decisions on their own. Sometimes you need to ask for that extra guidance up front. That will give you points in this game. It'll give you points because you show the intellectual curiosity and it shows that you care. You're invested in making this happen. Does that mean that you have all the time in the world, 30 minutes, to be able to have this person on the phone to explain to you in depth everything about this? No, but you usually can get at least 5 to 10. And in that 5 to 10, you can pick up a lot of different nuggets that can lead you on your way to being not only a good candidate, but a fantastic candidate for private equity. So here's the hard part. Most analysts will spend 2 years in banking, and without getting this insight, they've worked incredibly hard, they've put in the hours, they've done the time, they've executed to a T. But without that strategic insight, they've just been doers over and over and over. It creates a deep execution skill set, but shallow understanding. They can build a model faster than anybody. They put a pitch deck better than anybody else on the team, but their understanding is shallow. So when it comes to asking questions about the rationale for this deal, or what the MD was thinking about, or what the sellers were thinking about, they come up with a blank face because they don't know. And why? Because they were staffed. They were not developed. Don't ever confuse busyness with development. The analysts that typically get the best exit, whether it be a private equity firm or some other next role that they really want, are not always the ones that work the most. They're the ones that understood the most and took the most time to develop themselves and ask for the development coming from those that staff them as a result. So ask for context before you start. And don't just let the execution of the task fulfill it. Try to follow the company after that. Try to ask, what happened with that deal? What happened with this? What happened with that? Try to follow through to understand how your input affected the ultimate outcome. And ultimately, maybe there were some things that came up that they didn't understand, or something that they didn't foresee, or something that the seller got tripped up on, the buyer got tripped up on. So being staffed keeps you employed, but being developed builds a career. Early on in your career, yes, staffing will happen to you. Why? They don't know anything about you yet. You start building your personal brand as soon as you get into the chair and start working. People will start to recognize that brand and start to recognize, is this somebody that works hard? Is this somebody that is intellectually curious? Is this someone that frankly gives a crap about what it is that we're doing? And if I enjoyed working with them before, I'm probably going to request to work with them again. That's how relationships are formed. The analysts who figure this out early on in the career don't necessarily work harder than everybody else, but they do extract more from everybody.